Hello. I thought I would share with everyone some of the recent channeling I heard from Archangel Michael about 2018, and kind of just read from the script the other day when I listened. Some of the questions were posed to Archangel Michael in direct response to some predictions from Nostradamus. Maybe many of you are familiar with Nostradamus. Some of his predictions have come to fruition, some haven't. And anyway, to give us a little insight into that, I'd like to go ahead and just read what I heard for everyone. So one of the things that is predicted by the 16th century Frenchman was that the Mount Vesuvius in Italy was going to have an eruption and that it would be killing millions of people. And it is the only active volcano in mainland Europe. And here's what Michael had to say about that. I'm afraid that there are forces at work within the mountain which are likely to occur. This, however, is preventable and predictable at the same time. All of Mother Nature is under attack from forces on your earth as well as forces outside of earth. There is a great deal of debate going on in the kingdom of gods and goddesses about the spiritual forces within this particular volcano. Mount Vesuvius has a long history of eruptions dating back to the time of Pompeii. Volcanoes on your planet, this is Archangel Michael speaking through me, were largely created by civilizations from outside of our planet as a storehouse or storage facility or facilities. This may come as a shock, but volcanoes are not as they appear. Inside Mount Vesuvius is a boiling cauldron, to be sure, but the cauldron is not volcanic material. It is instead a mixture of hate, poverty, enslavement, and greed. These are the combustibles that work to create any volcanic or seismic activity. The predictability of erupting volcanoes like Mount Vesuvius comes from the eventual buildup of these emotional forces. When these forces or vibrations are no longer present on Earth, volcanoes will cease to erupt. Therefore, it is imperative that mankind use her great wisdom to cool down the activity within this active volcano. Consider where this volcano sits. On a ley line connecting Saturn, Venus, Mars to 33rd dimensional realities. Taming this volcano with peaceful, blissful thoughts and actions of equality will prevent any future eruptions. The placement of Mount Vesuvius, said another way, is in capital real estate, much as there are places in your world where real estate is more valuable than others. This marking of where the volcano was birthed eons of time ago was birthed by the Hathors. Michael asks us if we're familiar with the Hathors. The Hathors are a group of interdimensional, intergalactic beings who were connected to ancient Egypt through the temples of the goddess Hathor, as well as several other prehistory cultures. They originally came from another universe by the way of Sirius, and from Sirius they proceeded to our solar system and the etheric realms of Venus. Michael says, hence Vesuvius, meaning originating from Venus. Today, in this video, I'd like to address another prediction, not only by Nostradamus, but some others, and wanted to get my own clarity on that for us. And the topic is economic collapse pertaining to oil, food, and financial institutions. And here's Archangel Michael's reply. The earliest months of 2018 will see some instability in the gold markets, fortune markets, and how monies are distributed. Some parts of the world will see this sooner than others, and some parts of the world will feel the effects of this more impactfully than others. It is a far cry, however, from a global collapse. Do you think for a moment that millions of light soldiers are going to allow darkness to win and continue to manipulate your monetary systems indefinitely? Absolutely not. Every time the world cries economic collapse, it reverberates across magnetic fields, most commonly the poles, the north and south, and collect there. Thankfully, there are entrances to each pole to the inner earth, which is teeming with fifth-dimensional, pure source beings in these civilizations to quell these fear tremors. In fact, you might imagine your poles as being the garbage disposals of your earth that would not be far from the truth. If you hear of change, embrace it. Do not fear it or run from it. Do not hoard supplies for yourselves while denying your neighbor. In fact, don't hoard anything for any reason. Hoarding and storing implies a reason fueled by impending doom. Yes, the inner earth civilizations are working together to help mankind ascend into oneness, but they also need our help. He said, your help. Many things in our world is undergoing a natural change and growth. Michael says a butterfly emerges as it shed its skin from the chrysalis. Snakes obviously shed their skins, many of them. Elk shed their antlers, and horses and other animals shed their coats. Your world economy in 2018 will go through a process, shedding what needs to be shed for greater growth. I think I'll save the other responses to prophecies for 2018 for another video. Like and subscribe. Try to be here more often. Next time we might talk about the tree of knowledge. Thanks, everybody.